Good morning. Wanted to provide an update. Some media outlets reported about a strong police presence last night in the 1900 block of West 6th Street. Just wanted to give you information that was an officer-involved shooting. I want to provide you updates in regards to that event. As is with standard case with these incidents, there's not a lot we can provide for details, and we'll get into that, but wanted to provide some information that we could, so there was some understanding. Officers were dispatched to the 1900 block of West 6th Street about 10:45 last night to check on an individual. And in the development of that call, officers were confronted by a subject who was armed with a knife, and an altercation ensued. In that interaction, verbal de-escalation was used, less lethal launcher was used, tasers were used, and were somewhat ineffective, and it turned into a physical struggle in that area. In the course of that struggle, 2 officers received minor injuries, and as this event was developing, 1 officer did engage the suspect with his firearm and did strike the individual. Medical aid was immediately rendered on scene. That individual was transported to a nearby hospital and was later declared deceased. The officers who sustained injuries were treated on scene and then entered our protocol for officer-involved shootings, and that protocol is that we immediately turn it over to state DCI for investigation, which therefore limits some of the details that we can get involved in and what we can talk about. Fully cooperating with DCI, extremely thankful to have an agency of their caliber to be able to partner with in these situations to turn over this investigation and give it the necessary attention it needs. Officers we placed involved on administrative leave, depending on what the needs are and requirements for our policy. And we're very fortunate that all officers are okay, but loss of life is loss of life no matter the circumstances. And it's obviously tragic that when we deal with these situations. I'd be open to questions, but understanding that what I can answer and what I can talk about is limited, but wanted to give you the opportunity if you had anything. And I'll just be blunt with you. If I can't answer it, I'll just tell you I can't answer it.
Chief, you said that you use non-lethal.
Correct. Yep.
Can you go over those?
So what we currently have available at our disposal is a less lethal impact launcher, which is a 40 millimeter, which we've used in other engagements. We have tasers. Both of those were used, and that's what we know is used at the moment. So. Is that
a beanbag?
So no, the 40 millimeter impact launch is a foam projectile or a sponge foam projectile, and it commonly gets used. People use the term rubber bullet, but that's not correct. It's a less lethal impact round, and again, it's a step up from some of the bean bags and other things that were utilized in the past.
Do you have any details on the person, their gender, age?
We're going to refer that to DCI just because they have responsibilities on notifications that go along with this, and we just don't know what stage they're at in those notifications.
Was the person that was fatally shot, was he the person that initially was getting checked up on?
Yeah, he was the source of the original call.
Did he make the call himself, or did somebody in the area call him?
Can't get into that detail, that specific. So.
Do you have an estimate about how long the altercation lasted?
I know just the dispatch time was about 10:45, and then there's en route time, on arrival time, and that's where we really take a step back and say, here's all the information, state DCI, do your work, do your investigation. We're not here to really interfere. We're here to augment and help you in your investigation. So again, that's stuff that we're leaving up to them to further that investigation.
The initial call, what was it for?
An individual that needed to be checked on. And these
welfare check, or?
Commonly referred to that. There's other ways that people use, but as far as not getting into details, the nature of what we can disclose right now is that we were dispatched there to check on this individual.
In past incidents where we've seen officer-involved shootings, they usually start off as a standoff. Is that the case?
Can't get into that detail at this point. So. I can tell you it's typical, the verbal de-escalation piece. There's, whenever possible, time is given to that, you know, and that's something that we have. But each situation is uniquely different, and sometimes can go from static to rapidly evolving and things of that nature. So again, we'll let DCI work through that investigation and kind of provide that with their final report, and which was, as we've seen from last October's report, is pretty complete and comprehensive as to the quality of work they do.
Were all the officers on the scene? Did they have body cameras?
Yep, all officers now deployed with body cameras, and again, that'll serve as a very helpful tool for DCI.
Is that
if we're
footage
doing
ever released to the public, the body cam footage?
Nope. There's a laundry list of statutes and standing court orders which release that or prohibit that in the state of South Dakota, and so that's something that is closely just kind of court system protected.
Was any other agency involved in this other than Sioux Falls Police?
So Sioux Falls Police originally responded. We will quickly turn over some of our perimeter responsibilities to another agency as soon as possible. Again, Minnehaha County Sheriff's Office came and helped us out last night, which was helpful. DCI will commonly bring in sometimes the State Highway Patrol to assist them in their investigation for mapping and things of that nature. And so it's for the incident itself, it was just Sioux Falls Police Department. Yep.
And what were the injuries again? You said 2 officers were injured?
Some superficial cuts. Yeah. So.
But nothing was the knife?
Sorry again?
Nothing was the knife, because you mentioned the sergeant had a knife.
Yeah, and I don't even know details in regards to that particular piece of type, make, length, anything like that. So. Again, wanted to give as much as we could. Obviously, a strong police presence like that garners some attention, and wanted to give you in this briefing as much as we could. Future inquiries will have to be directed to DCI, and as per standard protocol, they'll issue their report. It'll go for review, and then they'll come back with some statements at that point. So, again, appreciate it. Thank you for your time.